Hello and welcome to Mountain Patriot Homestead. We are in the kitchen and today I want to share a recipe with you that takes me back many years to my childhood, and one that my mama made for us when I was just a little girl, and it could not be more simple, but it's filling and a wonderful comfort food. So let's get started. Some form of this recipe has been around for at least the last 2 centuries, but I have not been around for that long, and I remember my mama making this when I was a little girl. It was an excellent side dish. The longest part of this recipe is waiting for the water to boil, but it has begun to do so. What I have here in my pot of boiling water is some egg noodles. I don't know how many was in the bag. It was probably half of whatever this bag is. It was a 16-ounce bag, so about 8 ounces of noodles. You can add more. Mama always used elbow noodles, you know, the little macaroni noodles. That's what she always had around. Me, I usually have egg noodles, or sometimes even make my own noodles, but use what you've got. And this recipe, I don't know if you've eaten it. If you have, let me know down in the comments below. How do you prepare it? How did your mom prepare it? Grandmother? And what was your favorite part about it? Did you have other ingredients that you added in with this? Now, this is one of those recipes you make your own. If you want to put meat in it, you could put pepperoni in it, you could put ground meat in it, you could put whatever type of meat you prefer in it. Make it your own. This could be an entree instead of a side dish. I like it by itself. It is just such a comforting food to me. I like it just as a side dish, but you certainly can add to this and make it whatever you would like it to be. But this is just the simple way that Mama would put together a side dish. We had to save money whenever I was a kid. We weren't rich by any means, but we always had food on the table. We grew most of what we had. Very little was store-bought. Noodles were store-bought. Tomatoes were not, because Mama canned so many tomatoes throughout the year. And I do have canned tomatoes of my own, but today I'm going to be using a can of tomatoes that I got out of the bargain buggy that was marked down. And these are what I'm going to be adding in here, and I'm going to try to not waste them, are just some diced tomatoes, and it has, not tipping it because the contents are still in it, and it has roasted garlic and onion already in it, so just adds a little bit more flavor. Speaking of flavor, you can put salt, pepper, garlic, Italian seasonings, whatever you like to season with, you can use, and again, make this dish your own. But we're just waiting now for the noodles to get tender. I'll drain it, and then we'll add our next ingredient. And here are our drained noodles. I'm just going to add a little sprinkling of salt on there. And to that, I'm going to add my can of diced tomatoes. Now, you use whatever you have. If you have homegrown tomatoes that you have canned up, by all means use that. And if you have tomato sauce and that's what you've got, use that. That is just whichever way you can do it or you can afford it. This is going to be a wonderful side dish either way. So I'm just stirring that up in there, just letting them heat up. along with those noodles. Let those noodles kind of absorb the flavors of those tomatoes. And like I said, that can, now I can tip it a little bit, that can had the roasted garlic and onions already in it. You know, it didn't have to. If you wanted garlic and onions in there, you could have always added it yourself. That is no problem. Like I said, it's whatever you want to put in this dish, but it was always really simple when Mama made it. It was just the tomatoes and noodles and the seasonings to go in it. Now this is not goulash like Mama made the American version of goulash. This is not goulash. This is just tomatoes and noodles. But with a few other ingredients, this could be goulash. But again, this is such a simple side dish, or if you just wanted to sit down and have a light supper, this would fit the bill too. So let's give it a taste. So this is our 2-ingredient tomato and noodles. Very simple. You saw it took no time to make. The longest part of this was just waiting on the water to boil. Sorry about that. But when I sprinkled in the salt a while ago, I didn't quite get enough. So that's why you should taste your food before you serve it, because you know you want it to be edible. And I don't like my food real salty, but I do like it salted. Better. All right. Yes. Warm. Feels like Mama's kitchen. Yes. Oh my goodness. I miss you, Mama. And I love you. And I am so glad that I paid a little bit of attention in the kitchen to be able to still prepare things that you made for us so long ago. So if you give this a try, please let me know down in the comments, and I hope you come back again real soon. I love y'all. Mountain Patriot Homestead, signing out.